Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Perth Sevens, the first for these two teams, South Africa and also the USA. Now, Zane Davids, he is leading the Blitzboks side out onto the field, his 50th tournament. He's been around for a long time. He has put in some massive shifts for the South African side, and also joining him in the starting lineup, it will be Kua Nokia, Donovan Don, the Human, David Brits, Zane Davids, of course, Ricardo James Duarte, and Impi Visa, the last man in the starting side for the USA. In their starting lineup, they have got Talapusi, they have got Lance Williams, Lucas LeCamp, Steve Thomasine, Jack Wendling, and also David Still alongside Will Chevalier. But this is a massively important game here for the South Africans. They are the defending champions. They managed to get Cape Town under their belt with the gold medal, and now they want to do it again. Rugby 25 is on its way. Says Rugby the second year. They are slowly still bringing out updates for that game, which is great to see. Selvin Davids, he will be making his way off the bench, and that is something that South African Seven supporters are very happy to see as well. But it will be South Africa kicking off this one from right to left to get us underway. They'll be looking for early possession, get themselves a step in the right direction. But the Human, the man who will be kicking this one off. Now, I will mention this game started slightly later than it was supposed to, just due to the delays in Argentina versus Australia. A golden point game taking place, but it has kicked off long. Awkward bounce to the ball, and it is set up there for David Brits, who will be just short of the try line. Zane Davids goes away to the right, and Ricardo James Duarte scores the first try of the match for the Blitzboks. A dream start to this contest, and he will score his 19th career try. The Human, I don't know whether or not the bounce was on purpose. Normally the rugby ball does not behave when you want it to, but that one set up perfectly for South Africa to retain the ball, and then one quick phase to Ricardo James Duarte to finish the job off and get them the early try on the board. Fantastic start for South Africa. And now the kick did miss away to the side, unfortunately, for Ricardo James Duarte. At his debut in Dubai 2023. There we go, South Africa, says Ria. Yeah, perfect start to this match. Couldn't have gone any better. But now USA, they've got their hands on the ball. It's a good tackle made by David Brits. He was all but able to score that last try. Lucas LeCamp, he is definitely going to be one of the keys. That is a rough pass, but luckily for the USA, the ball is set up, and David still now in a foot race. Great ankle tap. Tries the offload. Doesn't sit up nicely. Looked like a little knock on from the USA from Thomasine. And it will now be a scrum feed on the halfway line for South Africa. It certainly got off to a quick start here. David Still, the Human, got half a tap on the ankle, and that is literally the only thing that stopped David Still's momentum. One fingertip to the back of the boot. South Africa finished 5th in their last visit to Australia. Hi, says it was there from King. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing extremely well. Now it's going to be Ricardo James Duarte getting ready to put this ball into the scrum. Going off to the left-hand side here, the Human gets away into the midfield to Donovan Don. Hit hard by the USA defence, although they haven't quite got that same side that they used to. Kua Nokia now in a foot race. He is winning it, and he scores it as well. Second try of the match for South Africa. But as we have learned throughout this competition in Australia so far, just because you score those early tries does not mean you're going to win the game. Fiji, they were defeated by Uruguay in a match that no one saw coming. Australia came back up against Argentina, in the end unsuccessful. They got it to a draw at the end of regular time. Right, they've just had confirmation that that is indeed a try, and South Africa now find themselves up 10 points to 0 with the kick to come. I've got some messages from E. King. Ik is South Afrikaans, says King E. And A. says Brandon Game. And there as well, but that is an absolutely brilliant conversion from the sideline. Go like this, and we'll go like this as well. And like that. So we've got, where are you from Kingy? I am from New Zealand. For this commentary, that's going to be a knock-on, a double blow of the whistle. In fact, this is going to become a penalty and a yellow card to South Africa. A little bit more serious than first intended from Impivisa. Hamish is speaking in Afrikaans, says Rugby the second. He certainly is. I don't know a huge amount of Afrikaans myself. I know Jou lekker ding, baie dankie as well, is another saying that I know of. Yeah, just hitting the base of Chevalier, which then caused him to land awkwardly. But Impivisa will be off the field for the next 2 minutes. Skip pass coming. David still. Now, once again, one-on-one with the wall. German, tell you what, it's a size mismatch out on that wing. Who will win? New Zealand games, Fiji games, and Australia games, says Brandon. I mean, New Zealand got themselves a win. Fiji did not. But, I mean, those two sides are going to be playing each other very shortly. And by very shortly, I mean tomorrow. So that's going to be an epic one to watch. I think Fiji versus Kenya is going to be an extremely entertaining game as well. David still with a couple nice steps here for the USA. Another offload, and it's going to be knocked on by the US. Which now brings another scrum for South Africa. Seems like at the moment that maybe a few too many early errors from the USA have stopped their chances of being able to score a try, which is much needed, being 12-0 down. VC, he's only got a minute remaining. There are many South African people here speaking Afrikaans, King. It's an English commentary, so please have that respect, says Ria. Although eventually I feel like I will have to learn a bit of Afrikaans, so now I know that Warkom Javanden, hopefully I've said that correctly. I feel like I might have gotten that slightly wrong, is where are you from? So that'll be a good one to be able to tick off the list. Loose ball here for South Africa. Impivisa. Now. Oh, he's had the fumble. 30 seconds left for Visa. Kuanokia down the wing. Dropping that ball. No one even made contact with him. It does seem like it's getting slipperier out there. Tell me Fiji lost to Uruguay. Oh gosh, yeah they did. And in the end, losing by 7. Certainly a brilliant performance from Uruguay, a side that last time they played Fiji lost 70 points to 7. So, drastic changes in that regard. Hamish says Kingy in there as well. So yeah, for where I'm from, it is New Zealand. I'm using translator, says Kingy. So what you could do, if you wanted, you could write it in Afrikaans and then English afterwards. That way I'll be able to learn a bit of both, if that makes sense. If Afrikaans is your more natural language. That is going to be a try to the USA, managing to score it between the posts. That is the second try of Will Chevalier. Korea. I'm English, says Kingy. And there as well. I speak English, says Kingy. And New Zealand, he hasn't changed, says Brandon Game. Yeah, great try for the USA, and they do manage to get the kick over. So that Impivisa yellow card, a little bit costly here for the US. Or sorry, for the South Africans. Of course, the last thing that they want is any other big mistakes. Well, we're going to go like this. We're going to go like that as well. There we go. Now going off to the left-hand side, Chevalier passes out wide. David still drop ball. Lucas the Camp, though, picks it up. And up to says Kingy. Right, it's going to be a knock-on from the USA again. It looks like there might be a player down. No, he's going to be all right getting back up, Lucas Camp. I won't be any time soon. I'm from New Zealand too. Here's Brandon Game. 20 seconds remaining in the half. Sounds like 6 is going to be taken from the field for the USA. I think that is actually David Still. So taking a man with a lot of pace and size off the park early. Could be a little bit risky. Now, I should mention for the South Africans, they have not got Christy Grobelaar. They do not have Shilton, or at least not Shilton van Wyk in the starting lineup. He will be making his way off the bench. Saviwe Suizwapi, he is nowhere. That is a great run forward from Kua Nokia. Just doesn't win the foot race though. And the USA now, chance to run it from inside of their own 22. Gets it off to Lucas Lecamp, who starts to find a bit of space. Moves up to the halfway line before he's dragged down by Ricardo James Duarte. Don't start with them. I bet you now they are not going to the playoffs for the Warriors. Nice step from Steve Thomasine. Kua Nokia inside ball. Missed tackle. Oh, that's an ugly ankle chop from Zane Davids, but it has slowed him down. Steve Thomasine looking for the loose ball. That looked like it might have been slapped down. Is it play on? Ref says yes. That's very controversial. It looked like there might have been a double knock on. Here's through. He broke through. USA go running. Go, 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 go. You got tackled. Or you got this tackled and knocked on. Oh my gosh. And USA pick it up and score. Says Kingy. You typed that very fast. I have to give you a lot of credit for that, as that all happened in very quick succession. G'day, you walking tripods. Says Champ. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are keeping well. Will Chevalier gets his second try of the contest, and that gives USA the lead at halftime. As controversial as it may be, we're going to see it here. They thought that it was going to be over because I think Chevalier thought he also knocked it on. But the ref says no. USA take the lead now. In slightly controversial fashion, you could say. USA might be upset again, says Brandon. Yeah, halftime in this contest, 14 points to 12. They are ranked pretty low at the moment, the way that they are sitting, the USA in the overall standings. Yeah, second half nearly here for this matchup. We'll mention anyone who is new to the channel. Of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're back for a later game for the Blitzboks when they do take on the Australians. Now, that could be an extremely crucial game, depending on how this match goes. If they win it, not so much. But, of course, if they want first place, they will definitely want to get that win. Yeah, it will be very interesting to see how the second 7 minutes goes, because I don't think either side have played brilliantly in this first half, which does sound harsh. But, you know, there's been a fair share of handling errors, and I think that if both of these sides find their rhythm in the second half, we're going to see a lot more points, and we're going to see a lot more line breaks as well. We have got the Tico Hamish. I'm not sure what that is, Brandon, if I'm being honest. Now, second half, less than a minute away from taking place. The next game that we are covering on the channel, it is kicking off in around an hour and 20 minutes time. So anyone who is new, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But the second half has now kicked off. South Africa in possession with Kua Nokia. They're only 10 metres out from their own line here. Donovan Don trying to find the gap. In fact, this time it's Ronald Brown. Knock on from Zane Davids. The heat seems to be really affecting these two sides. It's how are you in Fiji? Or Fijian, says Brandon. Well, I'm good. Thanks for asking, Brandon. 4 handling errors from the USA, 3 from South Africa. Those numbers aren't so good for these two teams. But it's given the USA a perfect opportunity to go for a big try at the start of the second half. Right, the ball has been fed in. Now going off to the right-hand side, looking for the loop around play. It's risky from the US. Didn't work the best for them. Ronald Brown was right there, ready to make the tackle. Lucas Lecamp, one-on-one with Kua Nokia. Manages to stop him in his tracks. Ryan Oosterhuizen look towards it in the breakdown. I've been working on Fiji lately. Now pass out wide. Oh, big shot from Zane Davids. His 50th tournament still. Makes an impact just like he did in his very first one. Now back to the right. Thomas Sen. Now looking for another gap. Lucas Lecamp, Ryan Oosterhuizen. He knew he had to look forward rather than sideways. He's forced him wide. And it's still going to be the try to the USA though. Oosterhuizen just feeling like he didn't quite have the pace required. So he wanted to make sure he scored it, or at least made Lecamp score it in the corner. Yeah, we see it there. Ryan Oosthuizen always 1-2 meters behind. Not quite able to catch up. There does seem to be a bit of rust for a few of the top sides, I do have to say. That was not the best kick, so Ryan Oosthuizen, in a way, he did his job. He may not have been able to make that tackle, but he made it difficult for the kicking department, and 19 points to 12 now, the way that it sits. Why does he look like Marcus Smith? He does a little bit, doesn't he? I think he's also of Filipino descent. Lucas Camp, I could be wrong, but I believe that's maybe where the similarity is, that they are both part Filipino. Now going away to the left-hand side. Yeah, the DJ just played music all day. That's going to be a great kick forward. Chevalier just not able to clean it up nicely, and South Africa have got themselves another scrum. 4 minutes remaining, and they have got 10 metres out from their line that they are working with, and a few subs are about to be made. Important part of the game. Have to get it right, Kingy. I got roast when you said it. Says Brandon in there too. Now, Selvin Davids. He is on the park. That is normally when the momentum shifts. At work hiding in the bathroom to watch Hamish. Now I'm sad because the Boks are losing, says Mike D. Although it is far from over. Still plenty of time. And the Springboks, the Blitzboks, have got themselves the penalty. Now foot race. Selvin Davids. I don't think anyone's going to catch him. In fact, they're going to get close. But he will be forced into the corner. But they do score the try. So, just as you get here, Mike D, they start their comeback again. Selvin Davids, super sub, just made his way onto the field. Straight away scores a try. It was after he had been penalised. The camp was born in Hong Kong. Says Novmum there. Does he have a Filipino relative? Is that what I saw for Lucas the Camp? Or is it Hong Kong? The Camp. Philippines. Any background? No, it just says that he's born in Hong Kong. Doesn't say anything about his ethnicity. You'd assume that one of his parents... Oh, no, there we go. One of his parents, his father played for Hong Kong. Excited for Hong Kong while we talk about it. Excited for Hong Kong. Would this be considered a big upset, says Valhalla? I think so, just because South Africa did win the last competition. So, yeah, for them to... Ooh, that was almost a big chop and tackle on Shilton van Wyk, or of Shilton van Wyk. Currently 2 points in it, though, between these two sides. Going off to the right. USA trying to get up and have another crack at it. The Hong Kong Sevens, yeah, it should be good. The Hong Kong Sevens does come around. It's always an atmosphere there. Only 10 metres out from their line at the moment. Ryan Oosthuizen, does he get over the ball? And he does get the steal. South Africa now in a good position on the park. Bit of a rough pass though. It's a bouncing one, but it works out. Now out wide to Selvin Davids. He will get a double. And South Africa take the lead. South Africa do best in sevens when the opposition score first. They love coming from behind. Says Robert. And I just, will you be streaming how to someone... Or will you be streaming how to hurt someone? I won't show up because of YouTube. Will you be streaming? I'm very confused by what you mean, Kingy. And yes, boys, go to the box, says Mike D. Oh, hang on. TMO's checking for a forward pass. The last pass was forward from Shilton van Wyk. It is a forward pass, but we've seen 5 so far today that's led to tries, and no one's gone upstairs. So that's a massive choice right there. Don't get me wrong, it's the right decision, but there's, like I said, we've seen probably 5 other forward passes. Australia had 2 that they scored off, including one that got them into golden point time after knocking the ball on. That never got checked, but that pass did. Tell you what, it's an interesting one. That is for sure. A 1 minute, says Nashon. And we have got there, no, hello Hamish, hello everyone. Welcome in, Seb. You are keeping extremely well. Currently the score 19 points to 17. South Africa actually still down after their try was disallowed. Lucas LeCamp now trying to run it forward. It's Selvin Davids, drops it out the back door. Steve Thomasine. Now one more pass. And Ryan Ustahazen trying to hold him up. Hello, how to be mod, by the way. Can I be mod, says King. We haven't actually got any new mods in a very long time. We've had a good group for a long time. Normally, it's only when the chat starts to get too hectic that we start to look towards more mods. But, yeah, for now, we always seem to have at least one mod in attendance. Short ball from the Blitzboks. That was an advantage, or at least it should have been. Yes, it is, for trying to play the man off the ball. Now passing it out wide. Shuttle Van Vank, no, he hangs on to it instead. Still 45 seconds remaining. And this is the chance for South Africa to score. Ronald Brown goes through and scores that try that was stolen off them. And now, with 30 seconds remaining, we are back to 22-19. Well, they took the points back on my sports book, says Nashon. And come on, please, says Gerald Labaskachny. And also, World Rugby should start penalising refs for making mistakes during games and find them a percentage of their perf for that game, says Mike D. Yeah, although they've always been very strongly against punishing referees, World Rugby. We've seen it across Union, we've seen it across Sevens, just as a whole, right? They're using up as much time as they can. Are they able to actually use up the rest of the shot clock here? Yes, they are. Wow. They scored it with about 25 seconds to go, and they were able to use up every second of that time. Interesting. I don't think we've seen someone take that long for a kick in the last little while. Anyway, normally they're told that if you score it before a certain time, you actually still have to take the kick off, but they win it. 24 points to 19. Man, this game's had a lot of controversies throughout it. What's the venue, Hamish? HBF Park in Perth for this one. How do we have their close one, says Eric. And Perth says Aiden there as well. So Argentina sitting at the top of the bunch at the moment with the points differential of +5. South Africa in second also with +5 as their differential. Those two sides will play off against each other tomorrow. Then it goes Australia and then USA in that order. But the next stream that we have got will be taking place in pretty much an hour's time. That will be the match between Fiji and Kenya. So I do highly recommend checking out that one as well, as we are not too far away from the start of that match. But yeah, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated you being here. After that one, we have also got South Africa versus Australia. That will be the game kicking off later on tonight at around 12:50 a.m. So that is a 1:50 p.m. kickoff for you guys in South Africa. So just the two streams to go for today. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.